Bluff City Media presents Tigers Live with Francis Carlota. Join Francis after every Memphis Tiger game as he breaks down each matchup, player of the game, and upcoming games. Now, let's get to the show.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Tigers Live. I'm your host, Francis Carlota, joined by Kenny Stubblefield, as always. Coming at y'all after the Memphis Tigers suffer a 92-78 loss at home against Josh Pastner's. Yes, that Josh Pastner, his UNLV Running Rebels. Kenny.
Like a Josh Pastner team that lost to UT Martin, that is down 4 of their top 6 players.
Yep.
They lost.
Yep.
Tonight.
That is who the Tigers lost to.
I'm just throwing out the facts, right? Like I'm just throwing out some, like, I'm not trying to say anything other than that's who they lost to tonight.
Yeah, no. Well, Kenny, we got a lot. There are a lot of facts that I think we can draw from these first few games. We'll get into that after our first commercial break.
Yeah,
we see Roman's in the studio, so let's go ahead and get him in here and hear his thoughts on that Tigers performance. Roman, how you doing?
I'm all right. How are y'all?
Doing well, Roman.
Overall,
doing well.
Can't complain, man. That performance sucked. Like, that was really bad from the Tigers. Roman, give me your thoughts on that performance.
Bad all around. This team just may not have it. I mean, we're 3 games into the year. There's obviously a lot of things that are still yet to happen, but this was such a damning performance in so many ways, because this was a UNLV team that Kenny mentioned at the top that already had losses to Montana and UT Martin heading in. Nas Cunningham was doubtful heading into today, but he did end up playing at least a little bit. Miles Shea was still out, though, for UNLV. Emmanuel Stevens still out for UNLV. Those are 2 projected starters. There's just really nothing positive or even somewhat optimistic to say about this performance. I mean, I guess you could say that Memphis didn't give up entirely, because they did make a little bit of a push down the stretch, but it really didn't matter all that much at the end of the day. Aaron Bradshaw he might be unplayable. We may be at that point now. Doug Daniel did not do well at all. Julius Seffer was the only reason that Memphis even had a slight pulse in this game, any at all.
Yep.
You know how I can tell it was a bad game? It's because you remember the game against San Francisco. Roman came on, and we could barely hear him because of all the music in the background, and the noise, and the loud. It is like quiet as a church mouse in the FedEx Forum, underneath the bowels of the FedEx Forum right now. Mm-hmm. It is dead quiet back there. If you listen carefully, everybody, if you have headphones in, or if you have I want you to turn the volume up and put your ear close to the speaker. You might be able to hear Penny screaming at the team right now. Like, you could possibly hear that.
I don't know. Is there even anything for him to scream about at this point, though? Because this may just be what it is.
Nah, no.
We may. I mean, there's still an entire season left yet to go here, but how much better can it possibly get?
Well, I mean, I understand what you're saying. But I do think
if you're getting blown out at home by UNLV, you got Purdue on Thursday. You might have Texas Tech on Friday. Probably won't, but you might. You got Louisville still. You got Mississippi State still. Baylor, Vanderbilt. This non-conference schedule is probably about to get rough for the Memphis team. Yeah. Like, there may not be any bright days ahead until you get to the American Conference portion of the schedule. And even at that point, if the team is playing this poorly, are they going to be able to take care of business at that part of the year? Who knows at this point? Any thoughts that I had about this team, at least from a positive perspective, have kind of been thrown out the window with this performance.
Yeah, there's a lot they need to fix, right? I still tend to think that some of the things that need to be fixed.
But do they have the talent to fix it? That's the question I have.
I think they have talent to fix it. I think that they have some guys that are playing that are not talented enough to fix it, which I think then leads me to the next point of there are guys that are getting minutes on this team that don't need to get minutes on this team, right? And it's so interesting, Roman. Like you've heard Penny talk about it in media availabilities and post game. He said at the beginning of the season, he said, I want to be able to play 10 to 11 guys. I think I have a deep enough roster to do that. And then it became very, very quickly, very, very apparent very quickly
he did not.
That he did not. And he said it, I'm probably going to play after thinking of the Auburn exhibition game, said, I'm only going to play 7 to 8 guys. Well, that's not been the case. He's played a lot more than that. And so I guess that is – I think that there are guys that if they are given the lion's share of the minutes, I think Penny can make some things work with them. But there are guys that are getting minutes on this roster right now that don't need to be playing. And here's the thing. Timo said, name him out. We will. Give us a second. We will. But what do you think that's the case, Roman? Is that true at all?
Yeah, that's absolutely the case. I think about Aaron Bradshaw first off, because he was supposed to be the top guy in the front court, but he's arguably been the worst up to this point, and that's just the reality of the situation. I think Zach Davis kind of redeemed himself a little bit with the way that he played in the final 10 minutes or so, but even that is probably kind of a stretch.
Zach Davis is Roman. I've played a lot of, and I know you have, and Francis, you have a lot. You've played a lot of pickup ball. You ever met one of those guys that comes into the game that you're like, oh my gosh, please don't make your first shot, because if you make your first shot, 15 more are coming up right afterwards. Like that was Zach Davis in that final 10 minutes. I was like, please just foul out and don't make a shot, because now 17 more are coming next game by him if he can stay in the game and not foul out. He had 4 fouls in 11 minutes, bro. Like
two in the first minute of the time he was in there.
2 in the first minute of the game, man. He's one of those dudes who, again, you get him on your team and you're, oh great, we got a hooper, and then he plays and like, damn.
Hell, 10 times, 50,
75 times better.
A million times.
Than Aaron Bradshaw.
Maybe it'll get a little bit better if Hassan Abdul-Hakim gets back, but at this point, with the way that this season is going so far, we don't know what anyone's going to look like.
Right.
So
that's kind of where we're at right now, right?
Yeah.
I think that's the most frustrating thing for me, Roman, after seeing is that 3 games in, we still don't know anything about this team. We know some negatives about this team, but in terms of positives to build on, there's very little that we know, because the guys that should be doing the things that we need, that the Tigers need them to do, are just not doing it, or they're not being put in the position to do it. I don't know either one of those 2 scenarios are happening there.
Yeah, no, I think we can probably determine at this point that this team will not have the season last year's team had. I think we can pretty much conclude that right now, because they just don't have the talent to do it. They don't have the personnel to do it, and they don't have to have the season last year's team had, but they have to be good enough to at least get back to the NCAA tournament.
Yeah.
But I think even that is a question. I know the American is abysmal. I know. I know that there's still a good chance that they can win the league there, but it seems like that's going to be a much harder proposition given where this team is this year. Obviously, you're probably going to get a better performance normally than you did out of someone like Doug McDaniel today.
Right.
You're hopefully for Memphis at a certain point, you're going to realize that you need to get Sincere Parker the ball more offensively. I just don't understand why he's playing off the ball right now when he's clearly the most gifted scorer this team has. I think Tariq Ingram needs to get in there a little bit more, because if nothing else, Memphis was starting to close the deficit a little bit. I know that he didn't record much from a statistical standpoint, but I think there was a pretty noticeable shift. Memphis cut the lead down to 5.
Yeah,
and then
they
the first
pulled
half. Yeah, then Ingram got pulled, in came Bradshaw and Davis, and then UNLV went back up by double digits again.
Yeah, and what Ingram can actually do on a court is be a connector and also be a big body who's going to put a body on somebody to get on the glass. We talked about how good this team should be on the glass after the San Francisco win, and even against even at their Ole Miss game today on the glass, they just looked pathetic. No one put a body on people. They were not in the right spots. The effort was just not there. At least with Ingram, he's at least a bigger body who can at least box somebody out. Because let's be real, Bradshaw may be 7 feet tall, but he's like this wide. Like he's a very skinny guy. And so it doesn't really matter if you're 7 feet tall if you get moved so easily. And that's a big issue with him. He gets moved so easily. And at least Ingram is a bigger body who can at least be the one moving other guys on the glass. But no, I fully agree with you, Roman. Ingram's got to play more.
I mean, you saw Ashton Hardaway start after he played well against Ole Miss, but he just wasn't able to provide anything close to that today. Curtis Givens, same deal. They're not great, but it seems like they're at least playable. So you're going to need more out of them moving forward as well. Honestly, I'm kind of at a loss for words in terms of what Memphis should do going forward, because it just doesn't seem like there's much they can do right now. At least that's how it looked for about 30 minutes there.
Well, let me ask both of y'all, because I think this is probably the burning question on everyone's mind. How much of this is fixable with time? What do y'all think?
I mean, I think you can maybe see the effort get better. I think they can probably rebound a little better, and they can start getting the right guys the ball more often. But beyond that, I think it's pretty fair to say that this team is capped to a certain extent. Yeah. Again, it's probably talented enough to muster up whatever ability they have to maybe win the American, maybe somehow get an upset in the non-conference. But beyond that, man, you may just be what you are.
Yeah. I think there's some things that are fixable. I think it's like, if the question you're asking is what is fixable, and if it's fixed, will it produce what we saw last year or the year before, whatever it may be? If that's the ultimate goal, that might not be a proper goal for this team. The proper goal for this team might be to just, start to look like a functional college basketball team, so that when you get into conference play, you can take these scars that you got from the non-conference schedule that, let's be frank about it, the easiest 2 games on the non-conference schedule are more than likely the first 2 games in non-conference, or the first 2 out of the 3 games that you played. San Francisco and UNLV are not good teams, and
you have Southern Illinois, Southern Illinois, and New Orleans coming out of the Baja Mar trip.
Did New Orleans just beat New Orleans? Who did New Orleans just beat?
I know.
Tulane.
It's still New Orleans. You should still win.
No, you're right. You're right, Roman. You're right.
Yeah,
you're right.
I mean, the goal at this point is to walk out of the non-conference at 500. That's the goal at this point, and that's. I know it's not what.
Listen,
that's not the standard at Memphis, obviously, but that's just where this team is. So,
I think if the goal is to get the team fixable to where they can win the conference and make it to the NCAA tournament, and then potentially do some damage as they go into the NCAA tournament, there are some things that are fixable. There are some things on this that we saw out there that are absolutely fixable. And I think the main thing is just providing a level of an identity on offense and an identity on defense, right? Like Penny talks about what it looks like to be when you play for him, the identity for his squads are on the defensive side of the ball. There is nothing that we see from this team right now that tells me they have any level of pushback on defense. They are about as weak as I've seen a Penny Hardaway team this early in the season on defense. Nothing. I mean, UNLV literally.
Excuse me, Josh Pastner's on the way, so I need to depart here.
Sounds good.
Well, good.
UNLV. Thank you, Roman. Appreciate you, man. UNLV is a team that is very, very bad, and they made them look. The Tigers' defense tonight made UNLV look like they were a competent basketball team, and that is
Tarks running Rebels is what UNLV looked like tonight.
All you had to listen to was they spent the first 45 minutes of the broadcast, Mark Adams talking about that, and I'm like, shut the hell up! Like that was terrible. But no, I mean, Timo says it, horrible on ball defense, straight line drives the entire night. It was just a layup line to the goal. So yeah, I mean, just there are some things that I think that can be fixed, and we're going to talk about some of these in the second half of the show. We're going to talk about some things that we're realizing about this Memphis team and what can be done to fix it. And so let's take a break real quick. When we come back, we'll do that. Does that sound good?
Yes, sir. Let's do it.
Roman, you said it, haven't made the conference championship in 6 years and under Ryan Silverfield, but in the previous 2, they won it. There's a precedent that was set. And yeah, sure, Silverfield has gotten his guys here and we can give them all the credit, but we've had that conversation. You know what I mean? Now the conversation turns to, Coach, why can't you get it done? And it was the same rinse and repeat answer. It was a special group of men that play so hard, that are super proud of their university, and he really believes in them. And that's good. Those are all things you need to have a good team. But at the end of the day, if you don't win, it doesn't matter. Winning cures all. And listen, every problem within the program, every complaint at Ryan Silverfield, every complaint at anyone in the program, if this team wins the conference, all of it goes away. If you finish the season 8-4, that's disappointing, and it means the guys stop fighting. It means the guys stop buying in or being all in. And that's the whole appeal with Ryan Silverfield, is he has this floor of being all in.
Tune in to On Beat with BCM live on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel every Wednesday night at 7 p.m. for the most in-depth look into Memphis Tiger athletics. Calling all Tiger fans, your place to watch the first-round matchup between the Memphis Tigers and number 1 ranked Purdue Boilermakers is at Mugshots Grill and Bar in Carreville, Tennessee. 4:30 p.m. Thursday, November 20th. Come hang out with Bluff City Media at the South's premier sports bar. Great food, beer specials, and large television screens will make Mugshots the place to be to cheer on your Tiger basketball team. Also, Tigers Live, the premier Memphis Tigers postgame show, will be live after the game from Mugshots. Come hang out with us this Thursday. But I'll say this to you, Grizzlies players. Grow the fuck up. Grow up. I'm sorry that things aren't perfect for you right now. I'm sorry that you don't like your rotations. I'm sorry that you're not liking the system and all of our players aren't back. Grow up, man. Grow up. Games like tonight are an embarrassment for you and an embarrassment for us that cover you and an embarrassment for the comment section, the people that watch you, that put their hard-earned money and time behind watching you play and cheering you on and buying your gear and buying your shoes and all that kind of stuff. Tonight was an embarrassment. It's time to stop playing like children and getting down in the dumps and mopey and pouty when everything's not going your way. Man up, grow up and play ball. Tune into the post-game bounce live on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel immediately after every Memphis Grizzlies game for instant reactions and breakdowns.
Welcome back to Tigers Live. Before we get into all the things that desperately need to be fixed for this Memphis Tigers team, especially before Memphis takes on Purdue next week on the 20th. Well, as y'all saw on that commercial break, we will have a live watch party at Mugshots Grill and Bar. Mugshots Grill and Bar is the South's premier sports grill and bar with 2 locations in the Mid-South, 6400 Goodman Road in Olive Branch, Mississippi, and 656 West Poplar Avenue in Collierville, Tennessee. Some sports bars can be stuffy, the food not satisfying, and the environment not friendly to cheer on your favorite teams. But y'all, that's not Mugshots. Mugshots isn't stuffy. It's about laughter, high fives, big burgers, and even better company. Check out www.mugshotsgrillandbar.com and check out the menu or order online for pickup or delivery. Mugshots Grill and Bar is exactly where we will have our live Tigers Live for Memphis versus Purdue next week.
I cannot wait.
I can't wait for that, though I wish I could be there. I will be with y'all virtually, but you at least have Kenny.
You will be there.
Yes. I will be there virtually. So definitely come say what's up, please. And hopefully, man, I'm still looking to get back to Memphis, hopefully in the next couple months. And, once I do so, we can do a live Tigers Live and get that going. That would be awesome. And I'll be able to be at that one. So hopefully we can get that figured out. So, Kenny, let's talk about the things that Memphis needs to fix before that game. I know it's a short amount of time, Kenny. Rome was built in a day. Not a lot of time before the Purdue game, but at least there has to be some things that they have to work on, that they have to be cognizant of before that time. So, I just have defense, offense, everything. But let's try and drill some things down.
He said everything. He said everything.
Yeah, everything. But let's try and drill.
Defense, awesome offense. The jerseys suck. The starting lineup call out stink. The band is terrible. No.
Yeah, exactly. Let's drill things down. What you got, Kenny?
Yeah, it's so interesting because, like, in the halftime portion of the broadcast, Seth Greenberg, who Memphis fans love, Seth Greenberg, he's one of their favorites, right? Former coach, I forgot where he coached at. He coached at a lot of different places. Virginia Tech. Thank you. That's the main one, right? Yeah. He said these early games are fact-finding missions for these teams, and so there's. What are some facts that Memphis has learned in the first 3 games of this season, where they sit at 1-2 on their record, winning their first game against San Francisco and then dropping to Ole Miss and to UNLV? I think the first thing really is just it is very clear there are some half-court offensive struggles that need to be fixed. Right? There's a fact is like the half-court offense is not great. And there's a lot that goes into it, but it feels like the Memphis Tigers team right now is still just completely lost on offense. Like they don't know really where they're going.
Kenny, yeah, not only are they lost, they look like babies learning how to walk on the offensive side of the ball. They don't know where they should be on the courts. They don't know where their teammates like to be. They don't know where they should be if their teammate has the ball. I don't even think they know what plays they want to run at this point. Kenny, I have multiple examples, but the first one I'll bring up is the last possession of the first half. There's like 19 seconds left in the first half, and the only thing that happens is Givens and Doug McDaniel play hot potato for about 10 seconds, and then Doug just chucks up a 3. And that's the end of the half. Kenny, there is no chance that was the play that Penny wanted them to run.
None.
There's just no chance. There's no chance of that. I know that people are going to want to blame Penny. But at some point, the coach cannot play the game for these players. The coach can tell them all the right things to do, but these players have to be the ones to execute. And Kenny, they are not executing at all. Like, there's just no chance that them playing hot potato on the perimeter was the play to end the first half. No chance. And there's another example that it was around the under 8 minute. It was right after the under 8 minute media timeout. Memphis was kind of like they were still down by a good amount, and they were trying to find their way into the game by some semblance of whatever that even could have looked like. So Givens has the ball at the top of the key. Simon and Madjock flashes middle, probably like high side of the 3-point line. Givens passes the ball to Madjock, and Givens tries to set a down screen on Julius Thedford's man. Thedford's on the right side of the court. Givens tries to set a down screen on Thedford's man, but Thedford is not a flare-out guy who's going to come off of a down screen and pop. That's just not his game. So Thedford just denies the ball screen. Givens looks visibly confused, and Madjock just has the ball at the top of the 3-point line. And, dude, he's never played college ball before. He's 7 feet tall. I don't want him to hold the ball for more than 5 seconds. Ever. And he's just holding the ball, and Givens doesn't know what to do because Thedford didn't take the screen. Thedford tries to flash middle, then he flashes corner, and Givens is confused. So Givens tries to run to help Madjock to get the ball from Madjock. Madjock doesn't know what to do, so he tries to dribble really between 3 defenders, and then he loses the ball and it's a turnover. That is literally the perfect dichotomy of this Memphis Tigers half-court offense. I just don't think they're on the same page.
Yeah.
Givens, McDaniel, the guards may have an idea of what plays Penny wants to run, but the rest of them don't really know how to execute these plays yet. So I think they're all still learning, which is why, we talked about earlier in the show how much of this can be fixed. I do agree. I tend to agree with you more, Kenny, in that sense that yes, things can get fixed. What's the extent of how much they can get fixed? Time will tell. And not the extent, but how much will it matter? Time will tell.
Right.
But I do think some of these things can be fixed with time as they keep playing together, as they keep practicing. But right now, Kenny, as we sit about 5 days from the Purdue game, number 2 Purdue. Oh my God, Kenny! Like if they put on this performance, if they're still not on the same page whatsoever on the offensive side of the ball, they might not score 60 points against Purdue. Like, let's be real, they might not even score 60, man.
Yeah.
So that offensively, I just don't think they're on the same page.
I think what I would do if I was Penny right now is I'd petition the NCAA and I would say, listen, I only get 23 hours a week of practice for my team. Can I petition for 46 hours of practice? Because
yes, forget school.
Forget school, forget everything else.
Yeah.
Because at the beginning of the game, Mark Adams was talking about, he said, we talked to Penny, and Penny said they spent the entire time on defense all week on defense. Number one, whoa, if that's the case. Like, whoa, that's bad. Yeah. And then number two, like, there are some when you change over a team the way that Penny did this year, and you say, we got 15 brand new dudes who've never played under my system before outside of Ashton Hardaway, who played like 4.5 minutes in his freshman year. Didn't really do a whole lot for the Tigers.
He was just a spot-up shooter.
Spot-up shooter, didn't really do a whole lot. And I think he's been a surprise to me. I think he's been pretty good. I think he has shown some flashes of some things that he can do differently than as a freshman, which is obvious. He's been developed. He's been his third year in college. But last year, it was so interesting. Like when you had PJ Haggerty and Tyrese Hunter and you had Dane Danger out there on the court, there were some things like even if the plays broke down, there were certain things you could do. When you had PJ Haggerty on the floor, who led the nation the year before in free throw shooting attempts per game, you just give him the ball and let him work. The same with Tyrese. These guys have played 5, 6, 7 years of college basketball, so they understand like when things break down, what to do to make it work. You give the ball. If you're stuck on in an offense possession, hey, Dane, post up and get him the ball, and he just does what he does. Like there's a level of just familiarity, and like you had elite, like better talent that could just kind of fix things when things were wrong on the court. This team is not there yet. I don't think they have that on the squad. I think Sincere Parker could potentially be that guy, but right now they don't have it. And so if I'm Penny Hardaway, as much as I need time to spend time on practice or spend time on defense and practice, I would also say you have to spend some time really pushing like deep on the offensive side of the ball for these guys, because it is breaking down. After the worst part about it is that I think they have these single actions that they like to run, but if those single actions don't work, then it's kind of like, all right, we're lost. And somebody said that. Let me find that. Robert Smith said there's so much wrong on this team. A lot of the time they look lost and they just play hero ball. When this team gets into hero ball, it's going to look bad because there's not a hero on this team right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, and so the half-court offense is struggling because I don't think that there's been spent enough time to get these guys like ready to like, when this breaks down, here's your option out of this, an option out of that, an option A, B, C, D, E, F, G, all those kinds of things. It's got to be scripted more so than it was last year, and that's going to be on Penny to do that.
Yeah. Well, Clifton Mean said they need to figure out who's the man. There's no clear go-to guy. I don't think there is a clear go-to guy at all, and that is the problem. Well, actually, let me rephrase. The fact that there is no clear go-to guy, yes, that's a problem, but I think that's just the fact of the team that, as you're saying, Kenny, Penny just has to work with. They've got to get more creative on the offensive side of the ball, right? Because there is no clear go-to guy. If we talk about an identity for this team, if we're talking about offense, so let's focus offensively. The offensive identity has to be spreading the ball around, movement off ball, quick passes, and just constant movement. Honestly, Kenny, a lot like how UNLV played their offense today against Memphis.
Yes.
Tons of off-ball cuts,
Yes.
tons of smart, crisp ball movement that has to be how Memphis plays on offense. There's got to be backdoor cuts. There's got to be crisp passes because you can't just run a high pick and roll. And if the defense guards the high pick and roll well, then just evolve into an ISO clear out on the short post. That can't be what you then evolve your offense to if your initial action fails.
Yeah.
Because there's just nobody on the team who can, like you said, Kenny, be the hero when that first action starts. So if that's the case, then Memphis needs to get more creative with how they run their offensive sets.
Absolutely.
And also there are some things that do work, just initial actions that do work. Thedford's a great off-ball cutter, really good off-ball cutter. And there's not enough of that on this team. Like Sincere is a bucket getter. He's not an off-ball cutter. Doug, frankly, he's too small. Like even if he does off-ball cut, he's gonna get eaten at the rim by a big. Thedford's and Quante. I'll talk about Quante later. I've thoughts, but Thedford at least he does have good slashes to the rim. The fact that there is no hero means that Memphis has to be more creative offensively. Period.
Absolutely. And Rob Frazier said, "Okay, that's on the coach." I agree, 100%. I don't think it's an indictment on Penny. I think it's just a clarification on Penny. You need to figure out. You need to spend more time on the offensive side of the ball with these guys and get them in a position where they don't have to be creative. They can just run the system that you've like implanted into their brain. Sometimes you have to just run offense in practice until you get it just down to a science. Like it is just second nature. And I don't think they spend enough time doing that, especially with this team, because there's some teams you don't have to do that with. This team, you will.
And let's be clear too, to you, Rob. It's Penny. Yes, it's on Penny to make these changes, but he's also still trying to learn his roster. These are brand new guys that Penny has never coached.
He doesn't like that
level before.
Rob says that's a cop out. I don't think it's a cop out. I mean,
I think it's a cop out at all.
I mean, it is what it is. Yes, there's a lot of new guys there's a lot of coaches that have their that have new guys on their team, but there is a very real idea behind, like, it's how you schedule out your practices and what you do with your practices, right? Like what you do to get your guys together. And I think that's where Penny has messed up this offseason is not spending enough time. Because I think honestly, he probably thought he had. I think yes. He thought Doug McDaniel and Sincere Parker were those two guys that could do that kind of stuff. And it's pretty clear at this point, Doug is not that guy. I think Doug could be a fantastic systems guy, but he's not a Kendrick Davis. Like that's the last time the Tigers had a small point guard, lead guard that was a force on offense. It's because he was a fantastic shooter. I mean, just a fantastic outside shooter. And Doug's not that guy.
And he had a mid-range game when if Kendrick he could get to his spot and rise up and hit over 6'5", 6'6", 6'7" dudes. Doug can't do that.
Doug's
he
not
can't
there
get
yet.
to his spot and just rise up. But Kenny, your point is the point that I was trying to make a moment ago is Penny is still learning these guys. And I think part of the problem that he's having is he's probably coming to the same realization that we're all coming to. It just happens that he's the head coach of the Memphis Tigers basketball team.
Right.
But he's having the same realization that we are, that the talent level on this team isn't where he thought it was.
Yes.
Sincere right now is not talented enough to be that guy who they can just throw and go get a bucket. Doug is not talented enough to be that guy to just throw him, go get a bucket. Bradshaw is not that guy. Ingram is not that guy. You can go down the list of players, and Penny is learning, just like we all are, that this team is not nearly as talented as he thought. And if that is the case, and I think that is, then he has to adapt. He has to adapt. Does this mean that he's going to adapt and now they're going to beat Purdue? No, probably not. But, I am not in the business of claiming that this season is over 3 games into the year. That's not what I do. That's not why I'm on this show. That's not it. Like it's been 3 games.
Yeah.
The world did not end. The sky is not falling. Talk to me at the end of the non-conference, and if they don't win any of these games, if they barely beat New Orleans, if they barely beat Southern Illinois, they get boat race against Purdue. They get boat if talk to me after the non-con, then we can be like, all right, now we're in trouble. now we're like, all right, crap. Like we're probably we might be like the Rices of the American this week. Like, talk to me then. But right now, I don't want to hear it. Not right now.
Yeah, I'm not ready to call this season a wrap like Roman was. If y'all want to hear Roman talk more about that, y'all can check out On Beat with BCM on Wednesday nights at 7. Roman hosts the show alongside Shamaria Wiseman, who covers the University of Memphis Lady Tigers basketball program, and Sam Shoemaker, who's a beat writer for the Memphis football squad. It is going to be a fun show, I think, on Wednesday because all 3 of those teams lost. This has been a crappy Memphis weekend for sports. I'm just going to throw that out there to you.
Except soccer, women's soccer.
Except for soccer. Yes.
Let's go.
Shout out to Brooks Monahan and all the work they've done. They just beat Illinois in the first round of the NCAA tournament. Had, I think, like 2,000 people at the game, which is great for – exactly, King Meek. But, I mean – other than that, the 3 shows that are the 3 sports or the 3 programs that are represented on Beat, all 3 of them lost. So if you like to hear Roman Sky is Falling Cleary talk about teams, check out On Beat with BCM at 7. Let's go to the next one. We had half court struggles. Obviously, that's a fact that we've realized about this Tigers team. Dude, this one's so concerning to me. The front court is lost, man. Yeah. Lost.
And what makes me most upset is we were so excited after the San Francisco game. And then all that excitement has just evaporated in 2 games. I'm sorry, Kate. I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
Bro, cut me off. You're good.
Yeah, it's just sad. Like, we were all so pumped. I even tweeted out during the San Francisco game that the potential versatility of this front court could be huge for the Tigers. And I even asked y'all that could this front court be a strength that we didn't expect could be a strength. And right now, Kenny, they are dragging this team to the depths of hell. Like, essentially is what's happening. They're not a strength. They are dragging this team physically down because there is no scoring punch on the interior. Just none. It doesn't exist. You saw Bradshaw. Sorry, I'm flying my studio. There, you saw Bradshaw early in the game. He got the ball in the post. He tried to move his defender, didn't move him at all, and then just like turn around and he made the shot. You know, good for him. He made the shot, but it was just this ugly half hook that because he couldn't move his guy to get to a better spot, and it went in. But that was the only real offensive aggression you saw from him. You even heard the announcer say, "Oh, this is good sign from Aaron Bradshaw," and it just never happened again. He never looked aggressive on offense ever. Zach Davis, I don't know what he is. I don't know what he is. Is he a 3-point shooter? I don't think so. But he also hit a couple threes today. But he's not a paint scorer. He's not a mid-range guy. I don't know what he is. Ingram is not healthy. And Simon Madrock is thankfully for him 7-2.
Yes,
he's our best. I'm proud to be the president of his fan club.
You are the president. Yeah,
I'm proud to be the president of his fan club, and I've been saying so for a while.
Yeah,
but the fact that he's our best big, that's not good.
That's not good.
That's not good.
Not good.
That's not good.
He's the most impactful big they have on the roster right now. And here's the thing about it. This is what I love about basketball and why I think he's a freshman, right? Like I know we don't know exactly how old he is because he came from international ranks. Is he 18 for real? Is he only 18 years old? Well, he's a freshman. I have never seen a basketball player that size.
19.
I've never seen a basketball player that size run like he's got like one leg about 1 foot shorter than the other when he's not got the ball in his hands in the paint. Like that guy is like, he runs like a baby deer when he's trying to rebound the ball. He's goofy as hell running down the court. He is so goofy when he tries to jump out and like guard somebody at the top of the key. But man, when he gets the ball in the paint, The man's got some touch around the rim.
Legitimate touch. And what I love about the big is I love when bigs don't bring the ball down unnecessarily. I got coaches got on me on that all the time. Francis, stop bringing the ball down. So I love when bigs don't do that, and Madjock really doesn't. He catches it high, he keeps it high, and then he finishes because he's 7'1", 7'2". Like he's genuinely the best big on this team, and that's not good. You can't have a dude who they got really like kind of out of thin air
2 weeks before practice, 2 weeks before the season started,
who no one had ever heard of really. And then you can't have him outshine Aaron Bradshaw, a former McDonald's All-American, former 5-star, former all of this. I recognize what he was at Kentucky and Ohio State. What he was, Kenny, unfortunately, is what he is now, and that's a huge problem. The hope was he would have taken the leap. And again, I don't want to write his book. There's still a lot of basketball left, but right now he hasn't shown any improvement. He is literally you play the college football video game. He's the diamond that's grayed out with the X. That's the prospect he is right now. And it's unfortunate. Yeah.
I think the thing that pisses me off the most about the whole situation is that damn Tarek Ingram didn't come into shape. Because if Tarek Ingram was able to play good minutes and you found out that, okay, Aaron is struggling and this is who he is and this is what he offers and it's not much and it is what it is. And then you found out, oh yeah, we can actually say like Simon Majock is actually a pretty good little player, can do some things, might not give you a ton of minutes, but you don't need him to because you can actually put Ashton at the 4 and run that way, or you can do whatever you need to do. You can size down even when you have Tarek out there. You can size down because Tarek is in good enough shape to be able to handle the bigs in the paint in college basketball. But bro, like the fact that Tarek didn't come into shape, the fact that he sat on the couch until he found out that his waiver was cleared is just mind-numbing to me, and it's killer for this front court because. Yeah. He was the guy that when they signed him, I looked at his clips, I looked at his stuff, I'll kind of find out a little bit more about him, and I said, okay, this guy kind of rights all the wrongs of this front court. Like it allows Aaron Bradshaw to go to the 4 where he's better, where he could be better, where he could actually use his size and his outside shooting ability, his ability to put the ball his ball on the paint and get or on the ground and get to the basket. Yeah. Like he can do all those different things but you still have your big in there who can move weight, who can put people around, like who can push people and body people. The fact that Tarek didn't come into shape and that he's still rounding into shape right now, and the fact that he finally got 4 minutes of game action and looked serviceable makes me go, okay, like if we had him early on, then this thing might look better. But Aaron Bradshaw at this point is virtually unplayable because he doesn't offer you anything. At all. He doesn't look for his shot. He's not setting screens well. He does not defend well. He's not rebounding. He's not, there's just literally, he's a net negative on the floor right now. And that is very, very difficult because then you add Tierno Silla to the equation and Simon Majock to the equation. And Simon's got some decent moves. Like he's got some decent touch around the basket. He's not stretching anything. Tierno Silla is absolutely not stretching anything. That dude is an offensive liability, but he's big and can move and can block shots and foul a lot is what we've seen out of him. I think it's going to be interesting when they get Hassan Abdul Hakim back in the equation. It'll be interesting to see what Penny does with this rotation. Because I do think Hassan Abdul Hakim can be a guy at 6'8" who can put the ball on the ground, can shoot, can do all those different things. He can rebound. He's a good passer. Once he comes back from that thigh injury, that quad injury, I think it's going to change some things because hopefully by then Tarek is rounded out. But my biggest concern moving forward about this team is that Aaron Bradshaw offers you nothing on the floor.
Yeah, it would be one thing if he could at least finish at the rim, but he can't even do that. He can't even do that. He doesn't roll hard at all. He'll set a screen and he doesn't roll hard whatsoever.
Zero force, bro. Zero impact.
And then and then he doesn't even pop to try and space the floor because he can shoot a three. He doesn't even do that. He kind of just lollygags to the rim and doesn't offer any threat or any pressure on the defense when he's rolling or even attempting to roll. I don't know what's going on, man. Like it's very, very irritating to watch that. Like I said, I don't know what Zach Davis is. I don't know what Aaron Bradshaw is right now. I don't know what he is.
And I'm going to add Zach Davis to the conversation here because Zach is a power forward, or I mean, he's a small forward in this equation, right? Like he's plays
a four,
college
four,
right? What has not been good is that your two highest rated transfer portal recruits and Zach Davis and Aaron Bradshaw have been emphatically terrible for you the first 3 games of the season. And the problem is that it's not even a situation where you say they don't know what they don't know where they're going, so they don't know how to be effective. It's that they literally show zero desire to be impactful in any way, even if it's the small things, right? Like playing really good defense. Zach Davis is known as a guy who could play on-ball defense, and he is one of the worst that on this team right now. He has not shown a desire to even try to rebound the ball. He is, and this is going to sound extremely mean, and I don't mean for it to. He is one of those guys that looks like a basketball player and is not. Like that is the most. He looks like he should be a baller out there. 6'9", like strong, like long torso, long legs, wide wingspan. Should be a dominant factor in college basketball, but he is not a basketball player. And I don't know what. Like, I'm not a sky is falling kind of guy. Like Roman was in the first segment, but I agree with Roman. I think those two specifically have become virtually unplayable for Penny Hardaway and this Memphis Tigers team at this point.
Yeah, no, I agree, man. There's nothing else to add, at least about that. It has to get better, Kenny. And no matter, I talked about it during the last episode. The floor of this team, I think, is still a higher floor than we may have seen in the past, because at least, you did see them at least fight in the second half. It was too little too late in terms of fight, but at least they showed something. So I still think there's a floor that's a solid floor, but how high is the ceiling? Well, I don't know. We don't know how high that ceiling really is, and we have a lot of basketball left, but for Memphis to even sniff that ceiling, the front court has to be better. And it just has to be. I mean, the whole team, obviously, but the front court cannot give you. I'll just run the box score out to y'all. So Aaron Bradshaw, 4 points, 2 of 3 from the field, 1 rebound, no steals, no blocks in 10 minutes. That's atrocious. Tierno Silla, 2 points, 1 for 2 from the floor, 1 rebound, 1 assist, no steals, no blocks in 14 minutes. Also really bad. Tariq Ingram, 3 points, 1 rebound, no steals, no blocks in 4 minutes. Madjog, 9 points, thankfully. 3 of 4 from the floor, 7 rebounds, thankfully. 2 turnovers, 1 block in 12 minutes. Zach Davis, he's 6'7", 6'8", can play 4. 2 of 5. He hit 1 3 that kind of random fadeaway 3 off of an inbounds play. 2 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 turnovers, no blocks, no steals in 18 minutes. That is genuinely awful. That's awful. And, the hope is that this is the worst it'll look for the front court. It can only get better is the positive way to view it. But not only can it get better, it must get better from here. That cannot be a constant from this front court, that type of contribution. No world. Absolutely.
There's been a lot of Smooth Southpaw, who's a regular in the comment section, says it's going to be a rough season. Potentially, it could be. I hope not. I do think I agree with what Francis is saying. Like, we know some things about this team now. I think there are some things that are fixable. I think the front court is lost. I think if you get Hassan Abdul Hakim back, and you get Tariq or Tariq or however you say his first name in shape, then I think it makes giving minutes to Aaron Bradshaw not necessary. And my hope is that Aaron Bradshaw says, you know what, man, I'm not going out this way. Like, I'm not going to go out this way. I'm not going to finish my disappointing college career by doing this, right? Like, I'm not going to do it. Find some kind of inner dog in him and says, I'm going to fight and get better. And I'm going to get pissed off and say, I tell my daughter all the time, I want you pissed off on the court when she plays volleyball. Be pissed off. Play that way. Channel that anger and that frustration, and don't shrink away from it, because when you shrink away from it, you become passive. And I hope that Aaron can turn that corner and become that. It could be a rough season, Smooth Southpaw. You might be right. But these things that we're talking about are things that are fixable. They are things that can be fixed. It's on Penny to fix them, right? Like, it is on Penny to fix them. And I'll be honest with you, man. Like, I trust Penny to fix them. I really do. Like, he has earned our trust, I think, over these 8 seasons. You might not like the way he recruited this roster. You might not like the roster construction. You might not like a lot of things about what this offseason looked like. But Penny Hardaway knows basketball, and Penny Hardaway knows how to coach. And so I really think Penny can get it right. I really do think he can get it right. The last one, fact-finding mission that we're on, I think this is just we have 2 that we could go to. I'm going to go to this one because we've already discussed the defense. The wrong guys are shooting the ball. Like, dude, the wrong guys are shooting right now. Like, whatever and however, if it's on purpose, I don't know. But, like, Sincere Parker needs to have the ball. He can't come out the game, bro. Like, he can't come out the game. He has to, like, play 40 minutes a game, like, offensive. Like, he just has to. He just has to score more. He has to have the ball in his hands more. He is the only true playmaker on this team outside of Doug McDaniel, who unfortunately is having a hard time getting his shot off. He can still make plays, but he's not scoring. He's not scoring the ball a lot. We need Sincere to be out there a lot and scoring the ball a lot for this team.
Yeah, I actually want to briefly touch on the defense, because I think the problem with why Sincere only played 60 minutes, with why he didn't start today's game, is because defensively he is a part of the problem on the defensive side. That I think that these guys get too lost off ball and they don't play disciplined defense at all. And as good as Sincere is on the offensive side, I think he is genuinely a part of the defensive problem on the effort side. Just pure effort. So that's my guess. You know, I don't know what, I'm sure Penny's going to get asked in his press conference why Sincere didn't start, or he probably will be. But that's my guess. Who obviously I'm not Penny Hardaway. That's my guess why Sincere didn't start, is because defensively he hasn't been giving the effort that Penny needs from your starting 2 guard. You know that, and I just don't think. We talked about Quante Berry, or I touched on him earlier, said I would talk about him later. Quante off ball, as an off ball defender, Kenny, I think he's atrocious. I think he's really bad. On ball, he's solid. I think he's fine on ball defender, but off ball, man, he makes the wrong reads way too often. He overhelps way too much. He's way too out of control with his body when he wrongfully tries to double and tries to help off of his guy. He's way too out of control, and he just makes the wrong reads. The big men as well. I don't think the bigs make the right reads whenever they're guarding someone in a dunker spot. UNLV had way too many easy layups, way too many easy dunks, because defensively they just overhelped way too often. Now, that's no, I know I'm gonna hear the basketball people in chat be like, oh, well, that's not that person's fault. It's, you got to stop ball first. Yes, you also absolutely have to stop the ball first to not put the big in that position, and that's part of the problem. The on-ball defense, Kenny, is not good enough. They're not. Doug is he fights. He reminds me of Tyler Harris when Tyler played defense for the Tigers.
Yes.
Tyler Harris was not a great defender, but he fought. He was scrappy.
He's scrappy.
He was essentially a scrappy dude. That might sound rude, but he essentially was what he was. He was gonna get under your skin literally and take charges and poke the ball out. That's how Doug defends. That can be effective. But in terms of stopping the ball, Doug doesn't stop the ball. Sincere against Ole Miss, he never stopped the ball in terms of just dribble penetration. The only guys who can stop dribble penetration really are Thedford and Barry sometimes.
Yeah.
And then, but if that doesn't happen, the off-ball defending is awful. Givens is watching the ball way too much. Barry watching the ball way too much. Doug, all these dudes watching the ball too much. Kenny, those who play basketball, the most important thing is your man. You have to guard your man. You cannot lose sight of your man. Sure, you got to watch the ball too, but you always have to use your peripheries and watch your man to make sure that he doesn't just walk right by you and slip to the basket. That happened way too much tonight because they're not guarding their man. They're so focused on the ball. Like, oh, I've got to show here and I've got to help and we've got to trap and we've got to put pressure. No, you freaking don't. No, you don't. Guard your yard. Guard your man. Trust the guy guarding the ball that they're going to stop the dribble penetration and don't overhelp. Like, it was just awful off-ball defending, awful on-ball defending. And I think that's why Sincere didn't start. And so to go back to the offensive side, I agree with you that the wrong dudes are taking too many shots. Julius Thedford took 8 shots tonight. That was tied for second with Sincere. Doug had 10 shots. As good as Julius Thedford is in terms of effort and the dog that he is, he shouldn't be tied for second with shots.
Yeah, but he was at the rim. Most of them were at the rim on cuts, right? Like he was open. So
right, that's true. I guess. Yeah. Like he slashed. You get him the ball. But I guess what I'm trying to say is, and maybe when I'm talking about shots, I'm talking like pull-up jumpers or
exactly
shots like, outside of like the flow of getting to the basket. That's what I'm talking about.
Right.
And Sincere has to take. Frankly, he just has to take more shots. He's got to take like 12 to 16 shots per game. And if he does so, he's probably going to shoot 45-50%. Yeah. And that means that he's going to average like 14-15 a game. And that's what you need from Sincere Parker. You need Sincere to average at least 14-15 a game. And Doug has to just be, it seems so basic, but he just has to be smarter in terms of the shots that he takes. His shot selection is awful. Like it just doesn't look good. So I don't know. It's
a winning recipe for success. Yeah. A winning recipe for success for this Tigers team. Sincere Parker cannot have 16 minutes in a game and that be it. Right. He's got to play way more than that. And I don't know we've been asked a couple of times why he didn't start. We don't know. Penny probably won't tell us. I have a feeling there's probably, some let's get your stuff together type of conversation and just, hey, we're going to not start you. We're going to start Julius Thedford in your place because he's been a dog defensively. But Sincere needs to get it together, and he needs to play more minutes. And he needs to shoot the ball a lot more for this team to have any success on the offensive side. He just has to. He's the best pure scorer on this team. And as much as I think Doug could be that guy, unfortunately, he's just not. He's not an efficient player. I don't think he's ever been. He was 1 for 10 tonight, man.
1 for 10. His shot selection is terrible. It's just awful shot selection. And so he's got to let the game come to him a little bit more. He only, as a playmaker, he only had 2 assists. So he wasn't even a solid playmaker. 6 turnovers tonight as well. And I said that Thedford tied for second. I'm sorry. He tied for third. Givens had 9 shots, which also goes to this comment from Timo that Givens is shooting too much. Yeah, I agree. Now, I think Curtis Givens is shooting too much. He is. But also at some point, Sincere's got to be more aggressive. Doug has to be smarter with the ball.
I didn't see any of those Givens shots and go, well, that was just a bad shot. Right? There were multiple times where I saw Doug shoot and was like, that's not a good shot.
Right.
It's not a good shot. I thought Givens' shot actually came, some step up mid-range, one dribble mid-range jump shots. I thought he
just didn't make them.
He just didn't make them, and he made them in the Ole Miss game. Like, he did pretty well in that game. So I don't mind the shots that Givens got. I do think that Doug I think he got frustrated, and it was very clear he got frustrated. He was very vocal and very demonstrative on the court tonight, and I did not like that at all. Like, brother, you've got to you made some really bad passes and got really mad that those passes weren't connected. Now, I will say Aaron Bradshaw, 2 straight possessions, got thrown a perfect pass by Ashton Hardaway and a perfect pass by Doug McDaniel, and literally just wasn't even looking for the ball, and it just flew right past him. Like, that guy is tough, man. Tough. But anyway, those are the facts, man. Those are the facts that I think we see. The wrong guys are shooting. Half-court offensive struggles. The front court is lost. Undisciplined defense.
Yeah,
a lot
too
going
many
on.
Fouls, man, too.
But I do think that all these things, if we want to take this on the positive side, all these things are fixable, Francis. Like, I really do. What does it mean? To what end? Like, to what end are they fixable? We don't know yet. I don't know what, like, when they do get fixed, what does that look like? I don't know. Does it look like a conference championship, a regular season conference championship, and a run in the American Conference tournament? I think that is highly likely if these Tigers can fix these things that we're talking about. Does it mean a deep run in the NCAA tournament? Man, probably not. Like, let's be frank about it. Like, it could. They got some talented dudes on this team. It could be that, but we can't really worry about that right now, I don't think.
Yeah, not right now. Yeah, even like there are people in the BCM Discord like, oh, what's the Ken Palm drop going to be? Honestly, I don't at this point, who really cares? Memphis's best shot at making the NCAA tournament will be winning the American Athletic Conference. Yeah. So the way I'm approaching non-conference right now, which I know that may make some people disappointed, but the way I'm approaching it at least is how much progress can this team make before the conference? Because again, if this non-con happens and they look this bad still, then we can have legitimate conversations like about what's really happening. Like, we can really do that. But I don't think that'll happen. I think they will get better. And B, that's all that really matters right now to this team with the talent that's on this floor. Win your conference, make the NCAA tournament, and let's hope for some good matchup, and who knows.
And just let the chips fall where they may. There's a lot of teams. There's a lot of teams that have really good conference seasons and regular seasons that don't make it past the first round. I don't necessarily look at the tournament, the NCAA tournament, and go, man, for this season to be a success, you have to go to the Sweet 16. Obviously, we want that, but it's such a crapshoot, man. Tournaments are such a crapshoot. There's so much luck involved. I mean, you saw the Tigers were the last second half of a conference tournament run, conference championship run, with Tyrese Hunter like tripping on Baraka Okoje's leg that caused the Tigers to have to that I think was ultimately what lost them that game against Colorado State last year.
Oh, easy.
And, like, those things happen, bro. These things happen. We control what we can control. And right now what you can control is fixing the things that are fixable and let the chips fall where they may. Like, that's where I'm at with this team. I have a lot of hope, and I have a lot of trust in Penny Hardaway. I think Penny Hardaway is a fantastic coach, and I think people in the comment section saying he should resign are ridiculous. Like, I think those conversations that was 4 years ago, bro. Like, everybody relax, you know?
Yeah. But no, I can't echo that. I can't echo that anymore. And I do think last year was Penny Hardaway's best coaching job. And if Penny can get this roster playing good basketball, clicking on all cylinders, winning the conference, making the NCAA tournament, I think that will become the best coaching job of Penny's career, looking at the talent of this roster. I think we can all agree, and especially after a few games, I think we can all agree that this team, talent-wise, is nowhere near it was in the past. There isn't that go-to scorer. The front court is not where it should be. The defensive effort, the defensive ability of these players are not as high as especially Penny would want to see. So if we do Tigers Live at the end of the season, whatever that may be, and the Tigers have made the NCAA tournament and they win the AAC conference, all that happens, it would be the best job Penny's done. And as you said, Kenny, for me, I agree with you. I fully believe in Penny Hardaway. I fully believe that him and his staff will get this ship righted. It's only been 3 games, y'all. And again, I'm not in the business of saying that this team is unfixable and broken and over, the season's done. That's not what I'm going to do. You know, if you choose to, that's your call. But I'm not going to do that. It's been 3 games. So let's hope. Let's see. And I also hope they play Purdue in 5 days. If they lose to Purdue, again, please, don't be all like doomsday. It's Purdue. They're really good, y'all. They
just beat really Alabama good. In Alabama. Like they're very
good.
Very good. Hey, and guess what? You can come and watch that with us on the 20th. November 20th is this Thursday at 4:30 p.m. Bluff City Media Watch Party, Memphis versus Purdue, first round of the Baja Mar tournament at Mugshots Grill and Bar out in Collierville. Let me get rid of this banner so we can see it. 656 West Poplar, Collierville, Tennessee, 38017. Come check it out. We're going to have big screen TVs. We're going to have a bunch of Tiger Blue, have a good time. Some BCM people will be there. I'll be there. We'll be all hanging out. Mugshots Grill and Bar. I'm telling you, I love, let me bring this back off here. Give me a second. Boom. I'm a big burger guy, and they have a peanut butter burger that on its face, like you would go, right? Like, I don't know about all that. My brother, let me tell you, their peanut butter burger is amazing. They have an awesome bar. We're going to be in the back. Like, so when you walk into that front restaurant, there's kind of an area that's like a little bit up higher. It's like a little back room area. We're going to be all back there right next to the bar. There's going to be drink specials, cocktail specials. There's going to be some beer specials for all of you who come to the watch party. And then immediately afterwards, myself, Roman Cleary are going to be there. We're going to go live on Tigers Live from Mugshots. Francis will be there in spirit and on a computer all at the same time. You'll hear Francis. He'll be there. And we are working on getting Francis back to Memphis 1 time, maybe 2 times this season. And we're going to do a full Tigers Live experience at Mugshots with Francis, myself, Roman. All of us will be there. But this Thursday night, 4:30 p.m., the game starts at 5. Come have fun with us at the Bluff City Media Watch Party for the Memphis and Purdue game, the first round of the Baja Mar tournament. Going to be a lot of fun. And shout out to Mugshots for coming on board with Tigers Live, man. Like, you guys are awesome. Like, and here's what we're going to do. I'm going to get some burgers, and I'm going to get one shipped out to you all the way out in California.
Yes.
I know y'all have like vegan and tofu type stuff out there. I'm going to send you a peanut butter burger all the way from Mugshots. And we're gonna eat a peanut butter burger live on the Tigers Live show one time this year. It's gonna be fun.
There's nothing else I would want more, Kenny. That sounds awesome. I love food, man. I'll try damn near everything. Like I tell myself I'll eat damn near everything once just to try it, just to see what it tastes like, because I absolutely love food. So yeah, all of y'all go to Mugshots, hang out with Kenny, hang out with Roman, hang out with people from Bluff City Media, watch the Memphis Tigers play Purdue. On what day is the 20th?
The 20th. No, Thursday, November 20th.
Thursday, November 20th. Hey man, this is the beauty of sports, Kenny.
Yeah, it is.
You got to play the game still. All this stuff that's happening about the Tigers, as crappy as that performance was against UNLV, they could beat Purdue, Kenny. They could.
No, whoa! You're gonna get everybody excited. I agree. They could.
I mean, it's sports. Like, upsets happen. It's college basketball. What's the saying? It's not anarchy. It's college basketball. Isn't that the phrase? So who knows? And if they do, Kenny, I'll have a beer with y'all. All of y'all at Mugshots, I'll have a beer with all of y'all. I might even have one anyway.
Let's go.
I might need it. I might need it anyway. But yeah, thanks everybody. Please show up to Mugshots. Support Bluff City Media. Support Tigers Live. Support Mugshots. Go hang out with Kenny, Roman, people from Bluff City Media. I'll be there virtually and in spirit as well. Whew. Kenny, this was great. I feel it was like therapy, man, getting all that out of my system.
That was good.
Thank all to everybody in the comment section for rocking with us as well. We'll see y'all next time after the Purdue game. Peace.
Thank you for watching this episode of Tigers Live. If you enjoyed this episode, like and subscribe to Bluff City Media's YouTube page. We'll see you back here next time.